JA stands for Japan Agricultural Cooperatives, and they exist all over Japan. A cooperative is an organization formed to protect the rights of people in a weak position in society, such as farmers and consumers. JAs are the same. They are formed based on a spirit of cooperation and mutual help. Their members are people who directly operate the cooperative, as well as the owners of the cooperative and the people who use the cooperative. The mission of JAs is to protect the farm management of the member farmers and their daily lives, and to build better local communities. To know the origins of JAs, we must go back in time for about a century. 100 years ago, Japan was just starting off as a modern nation. The government was promoting the establishment of industrial cooperatives based on models in Germany. The purpose was to promote the production of tea and raw silk, the country's most important export products at that time. Cooperatives were also being formed for the benefit of poor farmers. The majority of the rice they produced was taken away as tax and land rent, and they had little food. About a dozen years later, industrial cooperatives were established in farming villages all over the country. Later, during the Second World War, the cooperatives were forced by the government to join with other agricultural groups to become agricultural associations. In doing so, their voluntary nature as cooperatives ceased, and they were forced to become organizations representing the state. Immediately after the Second World War, the occupation forces in Japan made extensive efforts to return the administration of farming villages and towns back to the farmers living in them. Their efforts were mainly directed at abolishing the landlord system that had controlled the farming villages. The government initiated a program of land reform, where it appropriated farmland and then sold the land to farmers who didn't own any. This resulted in a large number of farmers being able to produce their own crops and farm products. Almost all of the new land-owning farmers, however, operated on a very tiny scale. They found it extremely difficult to purchase the materials necessary for production, as well as sell their farm products all by themselves. They were in desperate need of some kind of cooperative organization. That's when, in 1947, the primary agricultural cooperatives, currently known as JAs, started appearing all over Japan. Their numbers soon reached over 20,000. When viewed on a nationwide level, each of the agricultural cooperatives, made up of tiny farms, had very little power. Even as a JA, they had very little bargaining power in the marketplace. Therefore, to be able to operate more effectively, JAs organized the JA Zenno, the National Federation of Agricultural Cooperative Associations, the Norin Chukin Bank, and other types of national and prefectural federations and organizations. The federations integrated the business operations of primary agricultural cooperatives on a village and town level. Furthermore, JA Zenchu, the Central Union of Agricultural Cooperatives, was established to contribute to the sound development of JAs and federations, and it promotes the entire agricultural cooperative movement in Japan. Every 3 years, it sponsors a national congress for the entire agricultural cooperatives in the country, symbolizing the solidarity of the JAs. The integrated business operations that JAs become involved in reflect the tradition and heritage of cooperatives as modeled after those in Germany. The following is an overview of JA activities and business fields. Forming the two largest pillars are the guidance activities and the marketing business. Others include the purchasing business, credit business, mutual insurance business, and welfare services. Guidance activities. The guidance activities do not directly generate income, but they are extremely important for the marketing, purchasing, credit, mutual insurance, and other businesses. In fact, the guidance activities form the very foundation of the JAs. The guidance activities are made up of two activities, namely farm guidance and better living guidance. The farm guidance activities provide member farmers with guidance to improve their farm management and production technologies. Their ultimate objective is to maintain and enhance the overall agricultural production capacity of rural communities, and they use the services of over 16,000 farm advisors. The Better Living guidance activities offer a wide range of advice to members, including that related to household consumption, health, culture, and entertainment. They aim to improve and enhance the lives of the members and the local communities. Close to 3,000 advisors work on the activities, and the accomplishments of its female advisors are especially noteworthy. This is a sales booth set up by an agricultural cooperation in a section of a supermarket in a metropolitan area. Members get together at production meetings to discuss and decide what vegetables to ship in what quantities to sales routes developed under the guidance of agricultural cooperatives. It is a job of the Guidance Division to lead these production meetings and promote the production and sales of safe and quality farm products that meet the requirements of consumers. As the living standards of the members improve, the Better Living advisors switch over from an advisory role to participating in life activities with their members. Recent examples of this are health management, welfare activities for senior citizens, household budgeting, travel, and recreational activities. They are also involved in helping to energize farming towns and villages through home delivery of foodstuffs and other activities. Marketing business. The marketing business is where JAs collect and sell agricultural products produced by member farmers. These marketing activities play an important role in increasing the farm income of the members, which makes the marketing business the most important business of the JAs. Farm products, however, are very unstable commodities. They are affected by the climate, are extremely hard to store, and their market prices easily fluctuate depending on the status of farm products imported from overseas. There are often instances of a large number of farmers overproducing profitable farm products. This leads to intense competition among producing areas, which drags down the market price of the products. The Marketing Business Division endeavors to make unstable market prices more stable and sell the products in a profitable manner on the market by inducing farmers to produce and ship their products in a planned and strategic effort that addresses the needs of consumers. Purchasing business. The Purchasing Business Division jointly purchases materials and supplies necessary for agricultural production and daily life and supplies them to members. It conducts production material supplying, so it can supply fertilizer and agricultural chemicals, machinery and equipment, animal feed, and other items required for the members to manage their farms. In addition, it also purchases supplies and materials for everyday life of its members, such as foodstuffs, miscellaneous sundry products, and durable consumer goods. The Purchasing Business Division focuses mainly on accepting advance orders from members, negotiating with manufacturers and suppliers based on bulk orders, then procuring and supplying safe and quality items at the most appropriate prices. At times, JA groups also take on production themselves so they can supply members with the products. Credit business. JA's credit business operates almost in the same way a bank does for credit business, except that while the funds an ordinary bank collects from deposits are used for commerce and industry, JA uses the funds for agricultural and the benefit of its members. The division accepts deposits from members, makes efforts to improve and enhance farm management and its members' lives by lending funds to members in the form of mutual financing. Sales revenues from farm products flow from the market to the accounts of members through the JA. Mutual insurance business. JA's mutual insurance business operates in much the same way as an insurance company. The main difference is that insurance companies target their business at the general public, while JA's mutual insurance business focuses on members, member families, and residents in the area. It also offers protection from financial loss from sickness, natural disasters, and a wide range of other risks on a non-profit basis. In a country with as many earthquakes as Japan suffers, JA's mutual insurance business offers a considerable degree of assurance and peace of mind for the local residents. Welfare services. Japan's welfare services operate in 3 fields to protect the health of its members and local residents. The services provide medical examinations, health consultations, and nutritional consultations. Its welfare federations establish hospitals and clinics to provide treatment for ailments. Senior citizens who require nursing care are taken care of by the welfare services for the elderly. All of these services and medical facilities play a major social role as the mainstay medical assistance in farming villages and towns without medical facilities. Other businesses. Other businesses involve recreational activities and travel for training purposes that support the cultural and educational activities of the members. Many JAs operate facilities that members use jointly, such as country elevators, collection and shipment facilities for vegetables and fruit, funeral halls, and gasoline stations. And its consignment farm management business has JA managing farms consigned to it by members. JAs are involved in multiple businesses to protect and improve the farm management and daily lives of its members. With so many divisions and activities being implemented, just how do JAs operate? Each JA has a president who decides on critical matters and executes the operations and management of that particular JA. Each year, a general meeting is held in which all members participate. The general meeting is the highest decision-making body for all the JAs. Each member is entitled to one ballot for voting. In other words, it is the individual members who make the major decisions, and the JAs are operated based on the will of the members. Prior to each general meeting, each JA holds discussion meetings at each village within its operating area, so that its members can obtain an understanding and the knowledge of current issues to be determined beforehand. Major items related to the actual implementation of work are decided by the Board of Directors. Directors are elected from among members at the general meeting. Out of these directors, full-time representative directors are chosen to head the actual work and operations. One of the representative directors functions as the president and executive for that particular JA. All JA workers conduct their activities in accordance with the decisions made by the general meetings and the boards of directors, and report to the presidents. As can be surmised, JAs are indeed run by its members. The members and workers become one in carrying out the operations of each individual JA. People have said that the activities of cooperatives are educational activities. JAs are operated based on the will of its members, and they therefore place much emphasis on the education of its members. Educational activities for members can be divided into two categories. One are the educational activities conducted as part of the routine work performed by JAs. JAs also publish newspapers, magazines, and other materials. The other category consists of its training programs, on-site inspection, and observation tours. JAs sponsor events and other activities where people can gain first-hand experience with farming to learn about agriculture and JAs. They provide a variety of educational activities for consumers and local residents, especially children and students. As part of the international cooperation activities of the JAs, each year since 1963, large numbers of foreign participants have come to study at IDACA, or IDACA, the Institute for the Development of Agricultural Cooperation in Asia. JAs continue to operate throughout Japan. To help protect the farm management and everyday lives of their members, they conduct guidance activities, as well as marketing, purchasing, credit, and mutual insurance businesses. The management and operations of JAs are decided according to the will of their members. JAs are formed based on a spirit of cooperation and mutual help. They are owned, operated, and utilized by their members. Supported by their ceaseless educational activities, JAs, Japan Agricultural Cooperative Movement, will continue their efforts to build a better community and society for its members into the future.